What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of our career mode here on FIFA 18 with Huddersfield Town, of course, guys. Today, we have episode number 4. And just quickly, before I start today's commentary off, a couple of things. One, I'm in a different time of setup today. I've had to change around the room a little bit. So if it sounds a little bit different or more echoey, that's the reason why. Hopefully I'll have it sorted. I have got some more stuff to change around and then it'll go back to normal to the way it used to be. So if there's any more of an echo in today's video, I apologise. Basically, I got rid of some stuff out of the room and of course that adds to the echo because now there's a big open space where the noise can bounce back and come into it. So I apologise in advance if that happens. Also, the second thing, I saw a couple of comments in the previous episodes saying, can I do live comms for this one? As this was already pre-recorded, guys, I couldn't do it. But episode number 5 will be live commentary just to test it out and see what you guys are reckoning. So hopefully, fingers crossed, all going well. The next episode of this will be live commed for you all to enjoy. So, as we kickstart today's episode off today, guys, episode 4, I want to say a massive thank you for all of the support on episodes 1, 2, and 3 of the series. The likes and stuff have been absolutely incredible, the comments, and just in general, thank you so much for all of that support over there. So hopefully, I'm not doing too bad a job for you guys in terms of my performance here on FIFA 18 and not kind of letting you all down if that is the case here. As, of course, if you don't know, guys, sadly, we can't show you the new Premier League graphics where your players come out and stand up and all that good stuff. So although I did record it, I can't show you it in the editing software, sadly, because of the fact that it gets copyrighted and then the video, sadly, will be taken down and not be able to view. So there is that kind of issue as well. So as we went into this game, though, guys, 2 more games for you guys to watch in today's episode, I think. Or there might actually be 3, I'm not entirely sure. No, there's 3, games in today's episode for you guys to enjoy. As we went into the first one here in the Premier League, we've enjoyed somewhat of a decent start to this Premier League season. Of course, I was saying to you all, it's going to take me a little bit of time to get used to the game and get used to Legendary, guys. But seriously, I'm happy with the way we have started off this season. As we came into this game here against Leicester, we're the joint top scorers in the division already. So that is one thing that I have to say I'm very happy about. Last year's FIFA, it took me a while to get going. I was getting a lot of 0-0 draws and getting a lot of issues with me going forward. This year, though, I've started off pretty well in attacking. It's just defending that's letting me down at the moment. So once I kind of get used to it, hopefully, all things going well, I'll get a little bit better on that front as well. But this game here against Leicester, guys, we're at home. We're at the John Smith Stadium. Or is it called in this game? I think it's called the Kirklees Stadium, is it, in this game? I didn't start this game off well at all, but I said to you in a previous episode that goalkeepers are basically irrelevant at the moment, and I still stand massively by that fact. Like, seriously, this game and the games in today's episode you're likely to see, I can't remember my goalkeeper actually doing much of anything in the games that you're going to see. So, as we started this one off against Leicester here, of course, no Jamie Vardy. He joined Everton in this window just gone. So it was Okazaki and Slimani starting up top for Leicester, and Okazaki gave them the lead there with that absolutely wonderful strike. But I have to admit, slightly disappointing with how far out he was and the fact that my keeper didn't even get anything on it. And we played a really nice football here to try and get ourselves back into the game, though. Aaron Moy playing it through, I do believe, to Smolov, who at the moment is the division's top scorer and also picked up the Player of the Month for the first month of this series as well. So you have to say that's a very, very good signing on our behalf. But I was trying to get myself back in the game and moved it to attacking, and as I've just knocked something off my desk there, my bad. And I tried to get myself going in the game. I moved it up to attacking. I was trying to get back in it, and we just basically gave Leicester too much of the ball and allowed them too much time and space. And they sent through Slimani, who made the score 2-0 to Leicester. So just like that, guys, as much as I was trying to get back in the game, we were 2-0 down. And my other kind of annoyance with the AI this year is their final ball is so good. Like, honestly, that was one pass. It opened my defense up massively. And Slimani took one touch before finishing the ball off. So, again, goalkeeper, what are you doing, son? I have no idea. But as the stroke of half-time, we're trying our best to get back into it. I completely thought that was onside. I was buzzing. I was like, okay, it's a chance. It's a lifeline, if you will. But the referee had pulled it back because it was offside, according to the game. Sadly, I don't think I got the replay in the end, so I couldn't show you it. But anyways, into the dying few minutes now of the game, 15 minutes away from the final whistle. Riyad Mahrez, of course, not a defender by trade. He brings down Marcus Rashford, who I actually swapped, I think I ended up swapping wings with him a bit later on onto the other side as well here, as Smolov steps up to take the spot kick, and thankfully for us, the keeper stays down the middle as we sent it to the right. So a bit of a lifeline here. Important that Marcus Rashford won that penalty for us as well, which I have to say, guys, you know, Rashford so far in his career here at Huddersfield, he got us a winner against West Ham last time out, and then here he gets us a penalty which could have got us back into the game. And then 90 minutes on the clock, I'm thinking surely not, as Marcus Rashford turns inside of Danny Simpson, and he brings down the young English international and gives us a second spot kick in the game. 2 penalties within 15 minutes, and Smolov steps up again, goes to the right-hand side again, and Kasper Schmeichel guesses the wrong way. So just like that, in a game where I honestly expected us to lose, we were losing the game and just wasn't going well for us, we had 2 penalty kicks, and I scored them both to make the score 2-2. So honestly, I was buzzing. I was like breathing a sigh of relief. I couldn't believe it. I was like, for goodness sake, man, how on earth has this gone and happened to be a 2-2 game like the way it has? But I then instantly bumped it down to defensive. I was going to settle for this point here after being 2-0 down with 15 minutes to go. 100% I will take that point every single day of the week. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We do pick up a point in the opening game of today's episode against a very tough Leicester side. But in all honesty, I wasn't happy with the way we played. You know, my goalkeeper, again, I don't remember him making a save in a game. And without those 2 penalties, it would have been a different story completely. I'll show you the match facts, actually. They had 3 shots on target, and they scored 2 of the 3. So whether or not that's them having, you know, the better finishing than me, or whether or not that is just simply down to the fact that my goalkeeper doesn't seem to make any saves, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, I understand that my finishing is kind of letting me down at the moment as well. You know, there's chances which I create, which I really should score. But at the same time, you know, I need my keeper to be on the other end and doing some saves for us, you know. I can't let the AI keep having these chances and giving them 1 shot, 2 shots in a game and then scoring all of them. So it is slightly disappointing, but we do get a point, which I would have 100% taken with 15 minutes to go being 2-0 down. So at least we don't get a defeat there from that game. But our home form at the moment, not really started off brilliantly. So we definitely need to try our best to improve on that coming up in the next couple of episodes. But we have another Premier League opponent here, this time Brighton, except this one is in the Carabao Cup, not in the Premier League. So no points on offer today, just an opportunity to go through to the next round of the Carabao Cup, which if you remember back, we played against Burton Albion, I think, in the other episode, where we ended up coming away with a 2-0 win, and that is the reason we got into this stage here against Brighton and Hove Albion. So the team I named was pretty much the same as what it was against Burton Albion, so I'm not going to change it up too much, even if we are against Premier League opposition, which is what I was saying in the previous episode as well. When we did take on Burton, I was saying that I'm not going to change my team all that much for the Carabao Cup. I'm going to keep the same team, even if we're playing Premier League opposition. So I stuck to my word, stuck to my guns, gave the boys the run out. The same team that got us here in the first place will now take on Brighton at the Amex Stadium, which I have to admit, the stadiums in this year's game look absolutely incredible. That is one thing that I have to give major props to EA. Stadiums look absolutely beast. So yeah, well done to EA for that aspect of it as well. So as the 2 teams came out, interesting kit as well. I don't even remember seeing this kit for Huddersfield here, but it is a red one. And it looks pretty good, actually. I'm not going to lie. So the team that Brighton named is there for you on the screen. Baldock starts up front. Izzy Brown with Murphy, Sidwell, March. It's an interesting team. What I would say is I wasn't expecting some of these players to start. I was expecting a few other ones. Maybe, you know, there's no Gross. There's no, what's his name? The centre midfielder. He's the Dutch guy. Is it Proper? Yeah, Davy Proper, I think, or something along those lines. Anyway, I was expecting him to start, but in the end, they didn't. They stuck to their guns and named a slightly weaker side as well. Similar to what we did, ours is there for you on the screen, and luckily, because there isn't a Premier League graphic in this one, I can show you it in the 2 lineups like this. It's only for the Premier League where I can't show you the lineups because the players stand up, and it's like having proper Premier League graphics, which is annoying, but it is the way it is. So luckily, this time around, you get to see the 2 teams as they come into this. I'm really interested, actually, to see how Brown's going to get on for Brighton as well, of course. I think he's on loan from Chelsea, so I might end up trying to sign him later on down the line. And as I said in previous episodes, guys, I have taken your considerations and your suggestions for players to pick up in the transfer window. But, of course, because it closed and I didn't have too much time on EA Access, and I knew for a fact I wasn't going to be at my house the entire weekend and stuff, I couldn't, sadly, record these by day. I had to block record them. So the transfer window pretty much already shut. So there was that as well. But in this game here, guys, as I'm going to move away from that, as I said, I will try my best in the window next time around to pick up all of your suggestions for signings. We ended up starting this one off absolutely brilliantly inside the first 5 minutes of the game. Kachunga Not really somebody I would expect to get his head on stuff, but he does get his head on stuff here, and he makes a score 1-0 inside the first 5 minutes. If I'm being honest with you, I was expecting Kachunga to be on the edge of the area rather than be actually in the middle. I was just kind of thinking at the time that maybe if I could do it, I would put Kachunga out on the, like, you know, the edge of the D for anything coming out, and then he can strike it. But he got into the middle, and fair play to him. He gets his reward with the headed goal and makes it 1-0 to us. And then it should have been 2-0. A header comes in. A lot of luck as it's cleared off the line originally. And then the same player who clears it off the line the first time gets back and does it again for a second time to keep Brighton still in the game. And as we came out for the second half here, lovely football from Brighton. And this is, again, another really, really good part of the AI this year as Baldock makes the score 1-1 to my frustrations. This year, guys, the AI, when they are on form and when they are playing good and keeping hold of the ball, it is so hard to get the ball off of them. I have to say that for sure. It really is difficult. So sometimes they can play some unbelievable football. Other times they can just do silly stuff. This time around, it was nice from Brighton, and that is the reason that it is now 1-1. But once again, our goalkeeper doing nothing in between the sticks. That was literally Brighton's first opportunity in the entire match, and they went on to score it. And I made a couple of changes, guys, here. Two of them being Marcus Rashford and Aaron Moy as well coming off the bench, but I didn't actually do it through like the, you know, through the start menu. I did it through quick subs, as you've seen here again. Quick subs are just a lifesaver, guys. They save so much time. So I brought on Rashford, brought on Aaron Moy, and luckily for us, they combined and got us back into the lead to make it 2-1. This time it was Rashford with a finish. Again, I said he's important. He can play up striker, he can play on the wing. Wherever we need him, he can fit and do a job for us as well. So I didn't really want to have to call on Aaron Moy and Rashford, but I did it anyways. We've not too long left in the game, so it shouldn't really hurt their fitness for the third game of today's episode. But it was important I did it because it did get us through into the next round of this Carabao Cup. So our first Premier League opposition taken down in the form of Brighton and Hove Albion, of course, newly promoted with us as well. Brighton did have 6 shots, but only one of them being on target this time around. And of course, the one on target was the one that found its way into the back of the net, which is frustrating. But a couple of other results for you there as they popped up on the screen. Wickham, 90 minutes into the game against Leicester, were drawing 1-1. So be interesting to see if Leicester get knocked out of this competition here. I think our best chance probably at silverware this year, guys, is mostly likely going to be that Carabao Cup. So it may be interesting to see whether or not we want to push ourselves and really go for it on top of that as well. And I have to say, I understand completely, guys, you know, when I did a Leeds United career mode here, and that's when my channel kind of took off. A lot of you guys might be Leeds fans. But, you know, I am not a Leeds fan, I'm not a Huddersfield fan, but I understand, you know, if people don't want to watch it because it is Huddersfield, but please refrain from putting really nasty comments in the comment section because they will be removed and you will be banned from the channel. I've had to do that today and I don't particularly want to be doing that, but simply, guys, like the comment itself was just such a horrendous comment that I had to remove it and then ban the guy from the channel simply because of the fact that it was just so horrendous. So, you know, there is rivals in football, but at the end of the day, this is just a game, guys, so, you know, don't get too annoyed or whatever just because it is Huddersfield Town. If you're a Leeds fan and you're on my channel from watching Leeds or whatever, then, you know, don't watch it. Simple as that. But going into the third and final game here now, guys, as we are going to be taking on Aston Villa in this game on top of the 2 we've already played. I was feeling confident. You know what? We've had somewhat of an easy start to the season, and it's nice to say that we can have that easy start just to kind of get used to Premier League life, I guess, and then see where we can take it. But the only thing that worries me as we sit 5th place so far in the table after the first 5 games. Oh my goodness, look how many teams are on 8 points there. That was sensational. Anyways, so as we started off the season in 5th place, we're yet to play the big teams. So I don't want to read into our form too much just yet because, of course, we're still playing, like, you know, teams that I would say we could be competitive against. But we've not played against, you know, City, United, Chelsea, Liverpool. We haven't had to play these big teams yet. So when we finally get to take some of them on, that is going to be where I think we need to make and break it. We need to pick up a few draws here and there against some teams that you wouldn't probably expect it. And when we took on Villa here and got off to the fly that we absolutely did with Aaron Moy getting us the opening goal of this game here, lovely finish from him, I was buzzing. Originally, I thought that had gone wide, but thankfully, it didn't. We were 1-0 up. So, great start to this one. Only 8 minutes into it now as well to add to the already impressive start against Brighton that we had in the last game. We've done exactly the same in this one. Aaron Moy getting on the score sheet here. And it took right until the last 6 minutes of it in order to find the second chance of the game. Rashford, good play, gets it back, cuts it back, and there is Kachunga adding a second to his impressive haul already as well in this episode with a goal against Brighton now and a goal against Villa as well to wrap up these 3 points. But credit goes to Marcus Rashford A little, I guess, fake shot, stopping it dead, then whipping across towards the back stick, where there was actually 2 players with the chance to be able to put the ball in the back of the net, but it does fall to Kachunga, and he is the man to get the finish at the end of it as well. Great volley into the corner of the goal. Tom Eaton really could do nothing about it, and that was always going to be the way that it was going for us. Oh, wait, no, I called it Villa. What am I talking about? I said Villa like twice. It was Burnley. What on earth am I talking about? I apologize, guys. That is a big, big mistake. I saw the kit. I don't know why I said that. I'm sorry, guys. Burnley is the opponent. I said Villa twice. What an absolute mug. Anyways, I'm going to leave it in there. Everybody makes mistakes, but yeah, it was Burnley, not Villa. What am I talking about? Anyways, 2-0 win. 3 points on the board for us here at Huddersfield Town. I'll take it every day of the week. And yeah, pretty much, I didn't really know what to make of that game because, again, it was one of those games where I just kind of thought to myself, if we get the win, great. If we don't, it happens. And again, match facts-wise, it was kind of close. Burnley did have their chances in the game, but the lack of, I guess, quality up front really did show in that one. And United, picking up where they left off with a 1-0 win against Southampton. That's exactly what they did in real life yesterday and Saturday. City with a 2-2 draw against Palace. Everton with a 1-1 draw against Bournemouth, and a few other results here and there. So I'm going to show you now the league table, guys. And we currently sit 4th place, but West Brom do actually have a game in hand. The team just below us in 5th. And also, you'll see the top scorers list. So I apologise, guys, for the little bit of a mistake there when I called it Villa twice, or even maybe 3 times. It was actually Burnley. I genuinely apologise. I get it wrong, guys. Everybody makes mistakes. Hopefully, you guys don't hurt me too much in the comment section for that. My bad, guys. But seriously, thank you so much for all of your support over the last 4 episodes of this series. I really do appreciate everything you guys do for me on the channel. I really do appreciate it. Thankful for every comment, like, subscription, and everything that you guys give. So thank you so much for all of that, guys. I'm excited as well to get into episode 5. I can't wait to see how we can take Huddersfield and what kind of journey we can go on with them. It's going to be quite interesting, guys. But that's it from me for today. I'll see you all again at 6 p.m. UK time tonight, guys, for another video. I'll catch you all later. Adios!